as far as the Triple H news does go, this was very, very interesting news. And Triple H laid it all out on the line. Triple H got emotional. Triple H almost started crying, I guess you can say, in his interview with Stephen A. Smith when he announced he will never wrestle again. He straight up announced that he will never wrestle another match again. So Triple H talked about how, I don't know, let me see if, so he talked about his cardiac event from last September. And I am reading this write-up from F4W Online, so I do want to give them credit. Written by Josh Nason. He writes, Levesque said that his problem started when he had a viral pneumonia and inflamed lungs, and that it got increasingly worse when he was recovering at home. He said his wife, Stephanie McMahon, saw he was coughing up blood and was told by medical personnel shortly thereafter to head to the emergency room as soon as possible. He said basically he was told, pack a bag and get to the hospital. Levesque explained that a good injection fraction of the human heart, this is, I didn't know what this was when he was talking about it earlier, but it is, quote, a measurement of the percentage of blood leaving the heart each time it contracts or pumps, is between 50 to 60%. So 50 to 60% is normal for how much heart's pumping through your heart, or how much blood's pumping through your heart at any time. He said that initially when he got to the ER, 30%. Then it got down to 20-something percent. Then it eventually was under 12%. He said, basically, I was in heart failure. Bad. He said, I was nosediving and on the 1-yard line of where you don't want to be for your family and your future. Basically stated that he was told 99% of people in his condition do not make it. 99%. Stephen A. Smith then asked him, hey, so what does this mean for your in-ring career? You know, you're an executive, but are you probably getting all them questions on, will you wrestle again? He said, no. He said, quote, as far as in-ring, I'm done. I will never wrestle again. I have a defibrillator in my chest, so it probably wouldn't be a good idea to get zapped on live TV. Now, that was from the one, I guess you could say, clip that they put out, the 3-minute clip that they put out on YouTube. But in the extended interview, Triple H actually did reveal he's back to work with WWE as an executive. So that's really good to see. Triple H stated, quote, my foot's not off the gas. I suppose in some manner, I've got to step back a little bit. I'm still in recovery, and my endurance is not exactly quite what it used to be. But now I'm back. I'm at the office. I'm fully focused on recruiting and development of our talent in the future, whether that's building more performance centers, whether that's finding the next young stud that's out there, male or female, like Gable Steveson, recently 2-time NCAA champion, gold medalist at the Olympics. His next step is, as you saw him leaving his shoes on the mat the other day, his next step is with WWE and with us. It's finding that. It's creating that future. That's the biggest focus for me. And as we move forward from there, I'm making sure that WWE is a success for generations to come. Now, he did not state if he's going to go back and work NXT, book NXT, be working that schedule anymore. That was not noted in the 15-minute interview. But again, on the Stephen A's World show on ESPN Plus, Triple H did do a 15-minute interview where he did talk about his cardiac event back in September of 2021 that he almost died from. Talked about how he was no longer wrestling, and he is slowly easing himself back into the job of executive at WWE. So, again, really, really, really good to see that he's back. He's working. And, I mean, it's unfortunate. The game will never get to wrestle again. But you don't want someone to go out there and just be like, I want to keep wrestling, even though I shouldn't be wrestling. He knows it's time to hang it up. And he's not like, I don't want to name any names, Ric Flair. But he's not like some that just go, hey, yeah, I want to keep wrestling. I don't care what my health is like. So, congratulations to Triple H for, I guess you could say, his career. I've always been a Triple H fan, not just so I was talking to a friend earlier and I was like, man, I've always loved Triple H. She goes, what, because of DX? I was like, no. I was not a wrestling fan during DX, to be completely honest. So I found Triple H in the Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Stephanie McMahon era. Fell in love with it then. But my favorite group of all time, my favorite faction is Evolution. That's where I became a huge Triple H fan. That's where I became a huge Randy Orton fan. I was that kid that when Eric Bischoff handed Triple H the world title went, yes, he's the champion. So, hey, each their own. But again, congratulations on Triple H for a, when I say 27-year career with WWE. And we'll see what's next for the Cerebral Assassin.